Welcome back to Elise Explains IP, the podcast where we turn legal jargon into practical guidance for founders, creatives, and anyone building a brand. I'm your host, Elise Steegstra, lawyer, trademarks attorney, and your explainer-in-chief. Today, we're diving into one of the most misunderstood areas of intellectual property, trademark basics. If you've ever wondered, what is a trademark? Or how can I get one? Then stay tuned. This episode is your crash course into the fundamentals about trademark registration. Firstly, what is a trademark? Let's start at the beginning. A trademark is a sign that identifies your goods and services and distinguishes them from someone else's. It's essentially your brand's fingerprint, your calling card. Most people think of a trademark as just a business name or a logo. And yeah, those are the classics. But trademarks can also be slogans like, just do it. Shapes, if you think about, say, the Coca-Cola bottle silhouette. Colours, like Cadbury's unique purple. Even sounds and scents in Australia. And yes, we've talked about scents are a thing in Australia. If it tells customers this product comes from you, it might function as a trademark. Why are they important and why should you care? Trademarks are powerful because they protect your brand identity. Without registration, anyone can use a similar name or logo and confuse your customers. They also give you exclusive rights. Once registered, you can stop others from using same or similar trademarks for similar goods or services. Trademarks also make your business more valuable. A strong brand is often one of the most important assets of a company. Investors love certainty, and registered IP gives them great confidence. They also prevent expensive disputes in the future. The number one problem that I see is businesses launching with a name that isn't clear to use. A simple search up front can save you thousands of dollars later on. What can you register? In Australia, as discussed earlier, you can register words, being business names, product names, taglines, logos, letters and numbers, a combination of those, shapes, sounds, packaging elements, and colours if they're distinctive. But not everything can be protected. A trademark must be distinctive, meaning it can't describe what it is that you do or what it is that you sell. So you can't register fresh bread for a bakery, but you might be able to register Baker's Orbit or Crumb Lab or something else. If it's too descriptive, too generic, or too common, IP Australia won't accept it for registration. Let's think about what a trademark is not. This is a big one. A trademark is not a business name. A trademark is not a domain name, although it could be registered. And an ABN is not a trademark. These are simple administrative tools that you can use to identify your business, but they do not give you any exclusive branding rights. If you want legal protection for your brand, you need a registered trademark. So how does registration work? Let's talk about the process, the part people often find confusing. The first step is to choose your trademark. So this is where distinctiveness matters. Strong, unique names are easier to protect. Again, you can't choose anything that is already registered. The next step is to identify your goods and services. You have to nominate what it is that you sell using specific classes. This is part of strategy. Too broad and you waste your money, and too narrow and you might not be protected where you need it. The third step is to conduct a search, which is crucial. You need to look for earlier trademarks that may conflict. If something similar exists, you will be blocked from registration. You also want to do a general Google search to see if somebody else is already using it. And the fourth step is to file the application. IP Australia examines it, and you usually hear back in a couple of months whether it will be accepted. The fifth step is acceptance and the opposition period. Once it's accepted, it's published. Others get 2 months to oppose if they think their mark conflicts with yours. And step 6 is registration. Once registered, your trademark lasts up to 10 years and you can renew it indefinitely. There's no requirement to prove that you're using it in Australia. Common mistakes. Here are the traps that I see all the time. Number 1, choosing a descriptive name. It makes marketing easy, it shoots your SEO right up the top, but legal protection is difficult to obtain in the long term. The second mistake is not searching before launching. Finding out later that someone else owns the name that you're using can lead to expensive rebranding. And number 3 is thinking that your design on Canva is unique. If everyone can use it, it's not distinctive and probably violates Canva's terms. Number 4 is relying on a business name registration. Just because you have a registration at ASIC doesn't mean you have any trademark rights. So it's important to make sure that you get that sorted. So what else can you do with a trademark? You can get international protection. Trademarks are territorial. An Australian trademark gives protection only in Australia. If you have plans to sell, manufacture or distribute overseas, even in one country, you need to consider filing a national application in that country, or consider using the Madrid Protocol, which is a system that lets you file in multiple countries for a single application. Both have their pros and cons, but it's worth considering. The earlier you plan for an international expansion, the fewer headaches you'll have later. You have about 6 months from application to register. So, when should you register your trademark? My simple rule is, if your brand matters to your business, you should register it. It's particularly important if you're trading under a unique brand name, if you're investing in marketing and branding, if you're preparing to scale your business, or you're entering a competitive industry. Also, if you're launching a digital product or an e-commerce store that might be in several different countries. The earlier you register, the better protection and the less stress you'll have later on. What do you do with a trademark once you've got it? That's enforcement. How do you actually use it? Once you have a registration, you can send cease and desist letters to somebody who might be able to be similar to you. You can negotiate coexistence or licensing arrangements, and you can oppose new applications that are too similar to your existing brand. You can also sue for infringement, which I would recommend be the last resort. But here's the good news. Most disputes resolve quickly once somebody realizes you have a registered trademark. The little R in a circle, which denotes that your trademark is registered, is a powerful symbol showing that you're using and enforcing your trademark. It's a powerful deterrent for any infringers out there. So that's the introduction to trademark basics. What they are, why they matter, and how to protect your brand properly. Trademarks aren't just for big companies like Nike or Apple. They're for startups, side hustles, creatives, and any businesses that use a name that builds trust. If you're ready to take the next step, check out the show notes for resources and guides. And if you're a founder, you can go onto my website and download my free IP audit tool that you can help assess the risk inside your business. And as always, if you found this episode to be helpful, I'd love for you to follow, review, or share it with someone building a brand. This has been Elise Explains IP. I'm Elise, and thanks for listening. See you next time.